Currently, these two devices that I have right here are among the world's biggest drones, not in terms of physical size, but in terms of popularity. This is the Hover Air X1 and it's made by a company called 00 Robotics. And this is the brand new DJI Neo made by a company called DJI. In terms of physical size, these two drones are among the world's mainstream smallest drones that you can buy today. And in this video, we are simply going to be putting them head to head and seeing which one is right for you so that you don't buy the wrong one. First section we want to look at is the unboxing experience between these two devices and see which one offers a more premium or a more of a budget experience. And so we'll begin with the DJI Neo, since this is trending and hot right now. So this is the box that it comes in. It's simply just packaged like this, and once you cut the strip here and you take it out, in the box right here you get the manual. This is how it looks. You also get this that has extra propellers and a screwdriver as well as a USB-C cable. And at the same time, this is how the drone comes packaged. Once you open it, you just put it to the side, and this is basically how the DJI Neo comes packaged. This is how the Hover Air X1 comes packaged. Right here, there's a box and you can see how it looks right here. All you have to do is to just slide this to the side and it reveals the hover box right here. And this is airtight, so you just lift it up slowly and then it comes off and it reveals the manual right here for the Hover Air X1. And then here you can see this is how the Hover Air X1 looks. It's foldable, and at the same time in this section this just folds up and opens and shows the different accessories that you have. USB-C to USB-A cable, and you have a little carrying bag that has the stamp Hover that you can put your drone in when you travel. The intelligence battery for the DJI Neo looks something like this, and if you open it, it's simply just a battery placed in this bag, and if you open it, this is how it looks. While on the other hand, when you look at the intelligent or the charging hub that Hover sends, it looks something like this. And when you open it, it comes into this slider that slides out like this, and this is how it looks, and it has a manual underneath. And once you open it, this is how it looks. They have this clip here on the side that you can use to be able to remove and insert the battery. Just by looking at this and feeling how each device feels as you unbox it, I think in this category this goes to the Hover Air X1 for its attention to detail and the packaging that they've added when it comes to the experience. The next thing we want to focus on is the weight of these drones, since these are deemed micro drones or small drones, and in regions where weight matters or heavily regulated. So the Hover Air X1 comes in at 125 grams, and that's the weight of the drone with the battery attached right here. So altogether it weighs about 125 grams as it takes off. And when it comes to the DJI Neo right here, this weighs about 135 grams, and that is the weight of the drone including the battery as well. For both these drones, the battery is part of the body. This is very important to know information, because if you are in like a country like Canada where I am right now, you can use an application like this Navi Drone app, and under this section, if you click on the weight class, you can see for micro drone, the drone has to weigh between 0 grams to 249 grams, and that is what the micro category is. The moment your drone goes above 249 grams, so from 250 grams to 25 kgs, it's specified to be a small drone and goes to this category. And then if it's above this, you can see up to 25 kgs and above, this is a large drone. And these sections under the small and large drone, you need to have a drone pilot license to be able to fly in most areas and regions. But if your drone like these two that I've shown is less than 249 grams, then you don't actually need a drone pilot license to fly. The next thing we want to look at is the flying time between these two drones. So with the Hover Air X1 right here, it has a flying time of about 11 minutes 30 seconds, or just simply put 11.5 minutes, and that's with a single charge. Or according to Hover's site, this full charge battery gives you about 20 intelligent flights, while the DJI Neo drone, this guy that I have right here, gives you about 18 minutes of flight without the propeller guards that you see right here. But since the drone itself comes with these propeller guards, and DJI mentions it on their site, but they don't advertise that with these propeller guards, it goes from 18 minutes to 17 minutes of flight. So in actual sense, most people are going to be using it with the propeller guards. These are removable, by the way. You can remove these. So this gives you a flying time of about 17 minutes. In terms of the camera, the DJI Neo right here comes with a 12 megapixel half-inch sensor that has the ability to record 4K 30 FPS videos, and at the same time it comes with this lens protector that the Hover AX1 doesn't come with, so that's a plus for the Neo. While the Hover AX1 that you see here comes with a 12 megapixel camera sensor that has the ability to record 2.7K at 30 FPS, and it's the one that you are seeing right here, and it doesn't come with a lens protector. And at the same time, I don't like the fact that this has so much play and isn't protected by anything. Unlike the other DJI mini drones that are less than 250 grams like the Mini 3 or the Mini 4, these other drones that we are talking about today don't have like an SD card slot where you can input a micro SD to record into the card. So these ones come with internal storage, and the DJI Neo that you see right here comes with about 22 gigs of internal storage that you can record into and be able to seamlessly transfer files from your computer using the USB-C port, or you can use your smartphone using the DJI Fly app and be able to download. While the Hover AX1 actually has more storage at 32 gigs, and you can also be able to transfer information from the Hover application that allows you to also fly the drone. Both these drones actually have no obstacle avoidance, so if you're flying close to the edge of buildings or with branches close by, they will actually bump the branches, but they won't right away fall to the ground depending on how the impact was. And because they have the propeller guards as well, you don't have to worry about the propellers getting damaged, unless if it's something that comes from top down and then goes in, then maybe there might be a little bit of damage. And at the same time, they both utilize like a single gimbal system for their cameras, but there is a difference when it comes to the range that you can be able to send signals to it while you are connected using the mobile devices or the mobile application. With the Hover AX1, the connection range using mobile connection is about 20 meters away, that you can send signals back and forth without worrying about connection losses. While with the DJI Neo, it actually more than doubles that at about 50 meters of mobile connection range. The next thing we want to look at is actually pretty important, and I feel like this is what's going to determine what drone a lot of people buy between these two, and that is the price. At the time I'm recording this video, if we just refresh this page right here, this is Hover USA page, you can see the Hover AX1 is going for around $349 US. It was actually discounted from $429. What you get in the box is the Hover AX1 right there. You get a user manual and you get a storage bag plus a USB-C cable. So that's for the Hover AX1 for $349. So look at the DJI Neo. I'll refresh this page so that you see that we are current right here. So at the time I'm recording this video, in my country and region in British Columbia right here where I'm at, you can see the DJI Neo is going for $179 US. That's before tax, of course. Same with the Hover. So this is actually very affordable, and in some countries and regions, maybe yours too if you're watching, this is actually showing up as $199 before tax, but for some reason I still am able to see it for $179. And even when I go on the DJI store application right here and then continue as a guest, I'm still able to see the DJI Neo for the same price of $179. For some reason, it seems to be showing some users $199 or $179 depending on country and region. One thing that I also find that the DJI Neo does, which the Hover Air doesn't do so well, is the fact that with the DJI Neo, they actually include a screwdriver to help you be able to change the propellers, and so you can do that pretty easily. And since these come off and you can remove the propeller guards, they do expect some users to do that, so they include the screwdriver. While with the Hover Air X1, they actually don't include a screwdriver, and so I find it very hard to clean the Hover Air X1 after a flight, or if it gets moisture or it gets dirty, it's very hard to reach inside because they don't include a screwdriver or tools to be able to open it up, which is a bit of a downside. And another difference with highlighting. Another difference that's worth highlighting is that the Hover Air X1 only has the ability to communicate using the mobile connection about 20 meters away, while if you go to the DJI Neo, you'll notice it has more accessories and it has the ability to be flown with the DJI Goggles 3 to have the FPV or first person view mode, and you can see that immersive control with DJI RC3. You can also pair with the RCN2 or RC2 controllers and enjoy flying FPC, and you have DJI RC Motion 3 and DJI FPV remote controller. So in terms of other controls and accessories that you can purchase and more advanced controls, the DJI Neo really blows the Hover Air X1 out of the way. Now, in terms of ease of use, I find that the Hover Air X1 has more controls here because you can select the different modes, and under that same mode you can press this button and be able to toggle the distance. So if it's follow, you can press and then you can change from follow 4 meters, follow 6 meters, follow 8 or 10 meters, and each of these other modes, once you go in, you have the ability to customize without having to touch your iPhone, which is something that's pretty cool. While on the DJI Neo right here, it only has the ability for you to select the different modes only without going into each mode and change without the buttons. And at the same time, another thing that you need to keep in mind, if you have very small pocket or limited space, the Hover Air X1 folds in like this and it can fit in a pocket. You can see how this looks. It almost takes just like half of the DJI Neo right here. So this is how it looks from top down, and this is how it looks from this side. And if you put it on the side like this, you can see how this looks. Now I'm gonna try and put them in the pockets and compare how this looks, and then you determine which one is more portable or more friendly when it comes to limited space. Since the video recording that these two drones are able to capture is pretty much on par with each other, I'm just going to put around some different footages so that you see which one is better. And these are unedited and raw footage from each of the drone, and the depiction is going to be below to tell you which one you are seeing. basically that's just my quick 2 cents here comparing these two micro drones, the DJI Neo versus the Hover AX1. Let me know which one you think is really good value for money, and if you're going to be looking into purchasing such a palm takeoff micro drone, which one you are going to be going for at this point in time, and at the price range that the DJI Neo is going for. I can for sure foresee a lot of people going with the Neo, but at the same time, we shouldn't discredit the Hover AX1, because if I recall correctly, the Hover AX1 came out just like almost 2 years ago. So it's one of the pioneers for the palm takeoff micro drone section, and it's one that's mainstream. And so this one, kudos to them for being able to push DJI to bring out something that's better like this. And at the same time, I think at this point in time, there is there's actually the Hover AX1 Pro and Hover AX1 Max that has the ability to go up to 4K, and then the Max version goes up to 8K. But at the same price range, we are only able to compare these two, since the Hover AX1 Pro is more expensive even than the Hover AX1, and the Max is even more expensive, like 700 or 750 from the research that I was able to see. I can also foresee a few users who don't want to be in the DJI ecosystem, because in the drone market, DJI really has a strong grip. So for users that don't want to go with the DJI product because of its hold on the drone market, some might prefer to go with the Hover AX1, but that's gonna be very hard to justify. That's just my quick 2 cents right here. Let me know what you think about this video. If you liked it, leave a like, and if you haven't joined the family, hit subscribe, and you won't miss out on some of my future upcoming videos.